What's up, pals and gals of the YouTube world? It's your boy, the Wolf Gamer 25, and I would very much like to welcome you to another riveting segment of Figure Friday, folks. That's right. You know, that special time of the day where we all things figure, all things merchandise, all things like comic book related, all things movies, merchandise, and anything in the world. You better believe you're gonna find that here. But oh, dang. Before the holiest moments, before we get into the merchandise of tonight, if you haven't already, please do your boy a favor. Go and help yourself, get something to eat, get yourself something to drink, or if you like, grab a snack or two. And because we here at the Wolfpack, we do appreciate everybody and we appreciate each other. We help everybody out. And please help yourself. I'll be right here waiting as I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this timer here. I know it's gonna be posted here, but I mean this is the one I'm looking at right here. We will officially get started at 3 minute marker. So please help yourself, huh? And I'll be here waiting. And also, no need to worry about me. I have something to drink here, and I had already eaten before the show started. So please. Yes, I just gave you a chance to answer some messages. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. Cool. Cool. Uh, also, for those of you guys who are handling quarantine, I do hope that you haven't lost your mind yet, and I do hope that you're still keeping your head on your shoulders and everything. But also, for those of you guys who are working during this quarantine, and if you're considered an essential employee, I hope that you're out there killing it and that you're making that money and making that paycheck. I see. Oh, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And also, for those of you guys who are just joining us during this live segment, I do hope that you're having a great day, and just know that you are precious and that you are amazing. And I. Oh, I'm just now looking at the clock. Okay, let me just get this message out. Okay, cool, cool. All right, cool. Okay, folks. Now it is time for the holiest of moments. And I do hope that you guys are relaxing. Please kick back, relax, kick your feet up, take a breath of relief. Because as you know, it is just you, me, and the merchandise of tonight. And I do apologize because I can see it, a little bit there. I am a little glitchy, so I mean, but it's only because I'm running off of my mobile hotspot, and I really don't know why because I don't really have that many apps running. But I do appreciate you guys for continuing to stay with me and everything, and I'm trying to work it out, folks. But for some reason, hey, technology just does not want to agree with me. But that's not going to stop me. So now it is the time. And for today, I thought that we could take a walk into the world of DC Comics, as today we're actually going to talk about a pair of characters, one, facts also, and who they are, what defines them, and what brings them to the world of DC, which basically makes them the icon of the iconic character of who they are, and what makes them, stand out in a crowd, basically. But yeah. Go ahead and get this ready. Oh my word. Just 1 second, folks. I forgot one thing. Hang on. Hang on. Don't leave. Please don't leave. Please. I'm begging you. Just sit there. Just wait for me. Oh. Okay. Sorry. I had to get the opener here. So, where were we? Oh yes. First up, we have a gentleman here who always seems to see the funny side of things, if you will, and he always has to put a smile on the situation. Now, I'm pretty sure you can probably guess where I'm going with this, but let me give you guys a little thing here. This particular individual, he packs a killer pistol and a killer smile to match. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome, for the first time, I give you the Joker. That's right, folks. The DC collectible made by the McFarlane Toy Company. The Joker, the Clown Prince of Crime, one of the many people who have basically blazed a trail in the DC comic book world, but his trail is not necessarily one of good deeds, which of course I'm pretty sure everybody out there knows this guy, who knows who he is and what he's done, what he does best. But I'm gonna let you guys in on a few secrets and a few facts and a little bit of history about him. Now, this man here, he defines, chaos, carnage, violence, and anarchy, murder, death, all in the same sentence, while, pretty much just laughing about it, and to me that just, let me tell you, it really sets him apart from all the other villains in the entire DC world. And if I remember right, he actually ranked on the top 10 of the DC villain list as number 8. And yeah, that's pretty bad. When you can rank up on either like the top 10 or the top 5 when it comes down to villains, you're basically not to be trifled with. Oh boy, I need a drink if we're going to talk about this guy. Now, he was... stand up. Stop smiling at me like that, please. Please stop smiling at me like that. Now, he was first introduced in the issue number 1 of Batman. He is a supervillain and basically arch enemy of, Batman. But at the same time, he has made many enemies, whereas many allies as well. I mean, he's made a very big name for himself when it comes down to, villainy, or even such as heinous acts of violence, murder. Let me see here. Basically, any crime that you can think of, I'm sure this man here has done it. But he's also known, as I said once, he's also known as the Clown Prince of Crime, one of Gotham City's most infamous criminals, and one of the worst supervillains to ever grace the streets of Gotham. And he is portrayed basically as a sort of a violent sociopath, if you will, and who basically murders people for his own amusement. Who basically throughout the years of, even though like where he started out back in the 1950s or 1960s, I believe, he has actually become a sort of different person. He's become more violent, more calculative, and a more psychotic of a killer. But let me stop right there and let me crack it open and see what we got with Mr. J here. By the way he's smiling at me, I don't think he liked that. Because I'm not, his Harley. Sorry, I apologize for that. The joke was in bad taste. I apologize. Get him up. Now, this is just like all the other DC McFarlane figures I have procured. That includes the Harley Quinn and the Batman Who Laughs that I did score recently. And if you guys want, feel free to check back on those videos if you want some more info on those guys. But let me get him out of there where you all can see him. That. Hey, you should be used to this, man. It's a knife. I mean, heck, you excel at stuff like this. Okay. I'm going to get his accessories out, too. Okay, so he comes with about 3 accessories. One of them, well, actually, they're all iconic, because he has a vast number of weapons at his disposal. His favorite, of course, being a joy pistol, and of course, he's also quite fond of knives, sharp objects, if you will. But yeah, Don't aim that flower at me. That I know that's dangerous, please. But yeah, here he is, folks. The Joker, the man with a killer smile. You guys want to look at him now? There have been many interpretations of the Joker. There have been both animated movies, comics, but for right now, I would very much like to talk about some of the movie faces that have been played by him. Um, by they've been actually been played by a number of famous faces. I mean, such as the first one that I ever watched was back in the TV series of the Batman show. I believe that was starring Adam West and Burt Ward. That was the Caesar Romero. You know, I'm pretty sure you guys all know who it is. You know, Luke Skywalker. Come on. And also, one of the most well-known and one of the most iconic Jokers, just to me, was portrayed by Heath Ledger. Hey, rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. Because to me, he played a more anarchy type role, but at the same time, um, a fun fact also about that: Heath Ledger in the film actually did his own makeup. He didn't want anybody else touching it. He had his own ideas. He knew a lot about the Joker and what he did, and the fact that he was allowed to do his own makeup, it basically it set the bar extremely high for the fact that he was born to basically play that role. He was always in character. He always knew how to basically look people in the face and tell him, "Hey, this is who I am, and this is the character I'm going to be playing." And he was able to step on set and do that with extreme grace and dignity, and it was just awesome. But also, another famous face that was played by him recently was Joaquin Phoenix in the 2019 Joker film. And I mean, to be honest, it was just, in a way, amazing. I highly recommend it. It sort of tells the story of the Joker before he became the Joker. The life that he lived and like all the turmoil he had to go through, and just it blew me away. Really, I was upset because I couldn't see it in the film or like in the cinema back when cinemas were up and running. When this COVID-19 crap wasn't happening. But that's okay. Oh yeah. Also, with every dang it, just get that out of there. It hurts. Yeah, that plastic hurts. Ooh wee. Please don't cut me. I beg of you. I'm just trying to get you out of there. But you know what? I'm gonna have to use this. Make sure I don't cut the card. That was cool. Yeah, but like with every McFarlane figure, it comes with a stand and with a data card. There he is, folks. If the camera were perfect, look at that. But I'm just now actually reading on the back of the card that this is actually supposedly supposed to be the Arkham Asylum Joker. Yeah. And yes, I did play that game. The Batman Arkham games, they were amazing. I mean, me personally, I'm probably gonna catch some flack on this one, but I'm not really a huge Batman fan. Mainly because I understand what he's done. I understand who he is, what he's been through, and everything. It's just I just don't like how people portray him to be so overpowered, and the fact that he can take down anybody. Because let's be honest, there's also been people out there who have taken down Batman, and like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna catch some flack on this one. But hey, that's just me, folks. That's just me. Come on, everybody's entitled to their opinion, right? But yeah, some information also about this guy. He is an insanely homicidal supervillain. The Joker's white skin, green hair, blood red lips, belie the chaotic nature underlying his cartoonish appearance, self-styled clown prince of crime, no superpowers, this is true, beyond a capacity for incredible violence, skill at creating deadly mayhem. He frequently concocts elaborate schemes to entrap his arch nemesis, Batman, right? But oh yes, some accessories here. And of course, as I said, the Joy Pistol. Either a Joy Pistol or even just a regular revolver. I mean, you better believe he's going to be rocking it. And also, one of the more iconic things from him are the chattering joke teeth. Now, these have been known to be used as sort of traps, if you will. The teeth have actually sometimes been replaced with razor blades, sharp razor blades. Heck, even bullets at a time, or even have a grenade attached to the inside of it. And just I mean, yeah, it's true. The Joker may seem like a maniacal, laughing fool, but he's really smart. Really, I mean, he knows how to, as I said in the card, he knows how to hatch schemes. He knows how to come up with traps, and it's crazy, really. But now, before we close on this character, there's also been a few just evil, heinous acts that this gentleman has done, and I just want to share a few things that the Jester of Chaos here has done in the many lives as his, you know, such as like the death of the second Robin, which of course known as Jason Todd, and even then it was the death of Jim Gordon's second wife, and of course one of the most well-known and iconic things that he's ever done was cause the paralysis of Barbara Gordon. Now I'm pretty sure I don't want to spoil nothing, and just please, I do apologize. And like I said, with every character and figure that I'm going to be introducing, information, who they are, and to me, this guy, he's like the poster child for criminally insane, because that's basically who he is, and what he is, well, uh, in the words of Heath Ledger, he's a dog chasing cars. He wouldn't know what to do with one if he caught it. He just does this. Sorry, I know that's probably bad. But yeah. I can tell by the smile, man. I'm trying, okay? Please don't laugh at me like that. Please, man. I don't like when people laugh at me. It's just you know. But oh yeah. And some fun facts about this guy. Believe it or not, the Joker here actually had his spine broken by Batman. That was, of course, during one of their many long-awaited fights. It was one of the more graphic fights, if you will. And he actually had a daughter, and that, of course, came to them in a volume of, I believe it was Injustice, Gods Among Us 2. And yes, it's true, folks. The Joker here, he did have a daughter, and I mean, she was just as crazy and loony as he was. Oh boy. And fun fact, another crazy cool thing is that Raven, her mental and mind-like abilities, they have no effect on him, like none whatsoever. He can just be laughing in her face while she's trying to probe his mind, which is just one of the main things that kind of sets him apart from any other villain, if you will, because he's more than just insanity. He's also smart, and he can stand his own, basically in a fight. Because I know him; he likes to fight with a mixture of sort of a sort of hand-to-hand combat type deal, but at the same time, he also likes to use his weapons. The pistols, the knives, the teeth, the flower, if you will, is another one of the most iconic things because it's an acid spitter. But yeah, I'm gonna move him on now, and we're gonna go ahead and shift into the next one. Let me get one more swiggity swig here, and then we'll go. Oh, boy. Are you good out there? Are you guys good? Because I hope you're good, because you're awesome. I just want to let you know and help you remember that. Okay, let me just move this here and just set you right there. Just chill, just chill. You're next, okay? Now then, next up, we're going to introduce a hero who is considered a key member of one of DC's most well-known families throughout either the comic book world or even the movie world, even the TV series world. And that, of course, is known as the Bat family. Now, I know what you're thinking. But you just said you're not a fan of Batman. I never said it was Batman who I was going to introduce. So, watch this. Now, this particular crime fighter debuted in issue number 359 of the Detective Comics by writer Gardner Fox, and he was basically introduced as the daughter of the police commissioner, James Gordon. Now, it is true, she is defined as a career-type woman, but at the same time, she actually had picked up a different persona, if you will, and she had donned a cowl of her own. That's right, folks. Now, donning a new name, Batgirl. That's right, folks. Barbara Gordon, a.k.a. Batgirl. Now, in her, as I said, this is their iconic purple and gold that she's rocking. She might be a Lakers fan. Is she a Lakers fan? No, probably not. But either way, either way. But yeah, we'll get into some information about Miss Gordon here, because about her, we actually do have a lot to tell. Now, I want to warn you guys now. For those of you who don't know, there is a small spoiler in this one, and I do apologize because, as I said, I know I said I didn't want to spoil anything, but it's in her history, and it helped define who she is, so I have to talk about it. I do apologize. Please forgive me. For those of you guys who have not heard about it. Okay, but yeah, as I said, in her wait, is it still taped? No. Okay. In her civilian identity, she's basically a doctor. Yeah, she's Dr. Barbara Gordon. She's got a PhD, and is depicted as I said, career woman. And oh wait, she's got tape on the cardboard. Now, her career profession is actually as the which you just is actually known as the damn wait with a, as I said, she has a doctorate in library science, and she's depicted as the head of the Gotham Library, which, of course, ironically, is one of the largest libraries in Gotham City. And oh, good, they're twist ties, man. I thought they were gonna be elastic again. That's cool. Cool. She does come with 2 interchangeable hands and, of course, 1 other accessory. But why don't we just get her out of there, and I'll give you guys some information about it, huh? Oh, easy, girl, easy. Oh my goodness, she does have elastic. Okay, that's fine. Hang on, BG. Easy now. Oh wow, she got plastic on her. Woo! That's how you know that the figure is iconic, when they come with their own plastic. Okay, cool. Just relax. Come here, BG. Come here. Just chill. No. Let me fix that. Hang on, folks. 1 minute. Okay, easy. Okay, just relax. Thank you very much. Thank you. Come again. Okay. Here she is, folks. Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl. Now, this is the DC Essentials figure that we have, and some history about her is that even though she was just, sort of a bona fide librarian, there's actually one other thing that she did, and that's basically define what it meant to be a self-made hero. Because what's cool about her is the fact that she designed her own costume, her own cowl. I believe she designed some of her own gadgets, because I remember she did take up a desk job in the police station along with her father, which of course is James Gordon. And she had basically joined up with the Cape Crusader, which of course Batman, but she acted as one of Gotham's guardian angels, and to help basically team up with other heavy hitters, such as Nightwing. There are other Robins that she teamed with, and she was actually in the Birds of Prey. And of course, I'll get into that soon, just a minute. And as I said, why don't we just introduce her accessories real quick before we go any further. Let me get the 2 interchangeable hands, which of course are good. And of course, I mean, with every Bat family member, there's always the iconic Batarang. Come on, focus. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah. It's everything in me. I want to throw it. I really want to do it to see if it'll circle back around and pull a boomerang. But I better not, because if I do, I'll probably lose it. Now, we're going to slow it down and talk about a tragedy. Now, here comes that spoiler for those of you guys who don't know, so please forgive me. While following an editorial sort of retirement of the character called Batgirl, in the 1988, it actually gave us a sort of more graphic novel, if you will, and that graphic novel was known as The Killing Joke. Now, what made that so iconic or even so historical about that fact is during that time it shows the story of poor poor Barb's here, and it tells a story about how she became paralyzed, and of course at the hands of, well, you guessed it, the Joker. And what he did basically was one night she was just going out for a night on the town, after just coming off of a good night of crime fighting along with Batman. And unfortunately, the Joker found out where she lived. He found out where, he even found out who she was for a time being. And at the same time, he came to visit her, and he brought her, and he didn't really bring her a present. I mean, he brought her a bullet because in doing so, when she tried to run, she actually shot her, and when it hit her through her spinal cord, and that left her paralyzed and helpless, only for a short amount of time for the Joker to do just horrible things to her, And if history and memory serves me right, I believe that he raped her, but I don't really know. I do apologize, folks, if that's a spoiler to anybody who didn't know or didn't find that out. And if that name or if that word, rape is not allowed, I do apologize to the folks of YouTube as well, because it just had to be told, and I do apologize again. But at the same time, that's during the moment where he turned her into a paraplegic and confined to a wheelchair. But see, the thing is, as sad a story as it is, it's actually a story of, it became a story of heart and determination. Because even though she would no longer be able to hold the mantle of Batgirl, she still, she picked herself up, and with therapy and time, she actually was able to don a new name and a new persona. Because she became an expert level computer hacker, and that actually gave her the name known as the Oracle. And in doing so, she was still able to provide intelligence and aid to assist her other Bat family members, and of course other heroes as well. So, I mean, in a way, while it's true her story it starts out as, it goes from like boring to hero mode, try to take down, other villains, but I didn't really get a chance to explore the full story. But to me, that just, wow. I never thought that Batgirl would pal up with Poison Ivy. But hey, anything could happen in the comic book world as well as DC world. Let me get a swig this week here, folks. And I do hope that you guys will continue to enjoy the content that I will bring to you, because I will bring you as much content as possible, and I do hope that you enjoy it. But yeah,